I'm running out of space.
I know, I'm like reading all those.
Yeah. It's like,
You're out there.
shortening my life.
Yes,
Yeah, on my laptop.
no, I can.
Now we're kidding.
I think grab cards, but you want to take a picture of that?
Oh, I think she's sent it to us. That's all.
She just sent it?
Yeah, but I'm just looking right now. I'm just looking. I forgot my apartment key, so I'm just doing yes.
Very blurry.
Oh my God. Yeah, oh, I'm cleaning it out. It's like 2016. It's getting to that point. Yeah, I got it. Yes. Should I ask you for it, like, you asked for me instead of the email?
Oh,
Yeah.
no, actually, I've had that.
Oh, yes, I forgot, I do it for everybody else, I always ask them to do it. Because I know what, obviously, having done it so many times, but what your criteria is. No, it's easy, sure, because they work really hard.
Let me get your current card.
Why is that?
Yeah, we don't, can I go last?
Yeah.
Alright, ready?
So we're gonna actually have the judges introduce themselves first.
Say the best one.
We have, hold on, actually, one second, I just wanna make sure. So yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and actually have the judges introduce yourselves. It's such a diverse and accomplished group of judges. So I'll let you introduce yourselves, I guess. starting from that end.
You want me to keep talking?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm kind of shy, as most of you know. So I'm Blair DeWitt, CEO and co-founder of Lunar Station Corporation, an MIT aerospace startup. And it's great to be here.
And I'm Cecilia Burns, and I am currently education coordinator for the National Network of Libraries of Medicine Health Coordination Office. I know it's also, but I also run a networking group in the Boston area called On the Line, which is how I. And in my past life, I was a database administrator.
My name is David Ebius. I'm co-founder and COO of Analytical Space, which is a startup out of the iLab across the river, and currently at HBS. And then before that, I was director of special projects at Planetary Resources.
Rosenberg, and the business development company who built and broke healthcare, life sciences, one of 7 industries. Computers is another one. So the intersection for here. When I'm not doing that, I also advise policymakers.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Cal. I run a 501c3 nonprofit organization called Health Innovators. Our vision is to make Boston #1 for digital health in the country by 2020. And our mission is to provide resources for entrepreneurs to become successful. We provide 2 kinds of resources. One is we make sure their product doesn't suck. And second one is we connect them to investors. So primarily we're trying to harness the local talent here and provide resources for them to realize their dreams. We've been running our organization for close to 5 years, and we have 14,000 community members in Boston. We have healthcare and technology folks, and we're trying to bring them together to solve problems just like what you did this weekend. If I can be of any help to you, please Google Health Innovators, or you can connect with me, and I'll be happy to help you take your startup to the next level. Thank you.
Hi everyone, my name is Jacob. I'm the business development lead for one of the sponsoring companies, Bridge Pavilions. So we help aspiring entrepreneurs develop their business ideas. Like they do the structure and development as well as the validation of that business startup. So I'm excited to be here and looking forward to make this happen.
Hello, my name is Diane Williams. I'm an EdTech entrepreneur. I'm particularly interested right now in augmented reality. I'm an alumna of Harvard and MIT. One of the things I also do is STEM education advocacy. One of the favorite things I do with kids, middle school kids, is Zero Robotics at MIT, where the kids write code over the summer and send it up to the International Space Station, and they have live competitions with astronauts with students from other states like Georgia Tech, kids in Colorado, California, and it's pretty darn amazing way to spend the summer.
Yeah, so that's great. And so now I think all of you should have the judging criteria. Either, okay, you got it? If you didn't get it, I actually also.
Oh, did you email that to us?
Yeah, I sent it. So you should either be able to open it on your phone, or if not, I actually have it on my. Just got it. Oh, awesome. I resent it like 2 weeks. Yeah, yeah. But worst case scenario, I also have it here. And I also am going to take a second and let the people online just the balance that we saw. So if anyone still needs.
Grade them 1 through 10.
You're curious about it. All right, are we all ready? anyone need it? Like I said, I have the
So, so you ask the judges to judge by the technology impact and storytelling. Is there a number everyone has to follow, or is our own numbering system?
It's your own numbering system.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I think these guys were told basically how developed their idea was. And if they developed a business model. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and let these guys get started.
Hi, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for coming and listening to us. Really much appreciated. I'm Dev J. Dev,
I'm Harish Patel.
And Mars there.
and we are 240 Space. 2 minutes and 40 seconds to do the total solar eclipse.
So an opportunity rise. A total solar eclipse is coming up August 21st, 2017. A total solar eclipse across 1,200 towns, mostly rural towns, in 14 states in the United States. This issue of accommodation, food, and transportation exists here. Here's the solar eclipse that's going across America in 2017. It's going across most of the rural parts in America, and some of the biggest issues that exist are within transportation, accommodation, and food. I'll give you an example. A little town in Oregon, where I grew up in John Day, Oregon, is the size of 2,000 people. And it's predicted that 50,000 people are going to flood this little town in the eclipse that's going to happen in August 21st.
So we know that there's a market, there's a huge demand. At this one time of the year, there's going to be a huge number of people coming in. So we're going to provide a sort of packaging service for them so that we can enhance our experience. Because many people struggle with seeing eclipses. They don't really get to either fully experience it or utilize that one moment of the entire planet that's happening. Where I'm from in England, it's always cloudy, we don't get to see anything. And this is happening in the United States. People are going to become flooding. It's going to be clear sky. People are going to see daylight change to darkness instantly. And this hasn't happened in a long time. It's not going to happen for another long period of time afterwards. So what we're going to provide is trying to enhance that experience by providing a comprehensive package with food, transportation advice, all the sort of information that they don't really have access to in a friendly, conversational way through the app and our web page, as well as things like discounts to local restaurants in local areas, to where they're going, depending on where they want to campsite.
So as we can tell, this eclipse is going to cut through 14 states in the United States of America. And it's going to cover 1,200 towns. Most of them are rural, with a population of, as my partner said, about 2,000 more or less for each of them. And we looked it up, and the numbers are that there are going to be millions of people from all over the U.S. They're going to flood these little towns, as you saw on the map across the line that's throughout the U.S. So we're targeting thousands of people in each state separately. So as you mentioned, the example of Oregon, 2,000 is their local population, and about 50,000 people just in that one town. And we have 1,200 towns that are going to be getting this like massive amount of people that are going to congregate. And when you have a massive amount of people in one place, there's so many opportunities for marketing, like our marketing, other businesses that want to get in on this marketing. So there's definitely an appetite for viewing the total solar eclipse, which, as my other partner mentioned, they like those instant to darkness. So you see night in the middle of day for 2 minutes and 40 seconds. So what our package is going to include everything that you need on site to view this solar eclipse. So we're going to provide a tent, so you can stay with your family overnight. You need to get there at least 2 days before to get a good site, set up your stuff, have your food, your family settle down.
So 10. We're gonna have meal coupons for local restaurants over there for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So you don't have to go too far, especially since rural towns don't have too many restaurants. There'll be food trucks and mom and pop stores and restaurants. They're providing food. We're gonna give solar eclipse viewing glasses because you can't look directly. You shouldn't look directly at the sun because it's harmful for your eyes. So we're gonna have those. We're gonna give a nice T-shirt, like a cute, fun thing. We're gonna have a safety and first aid kit because in rural towns, you're out in the open, in the woods, in the forest, in the field. There are a lot of insects and stuff that you want to avoid. So we're gonna include insect repellent and sunscreen since you're gonna be out in the sun. And very, very importantly, you're gonna get a guaranteed camping spot because there are gonna be so many people trying to get a spot in these small little towns. So what our service is giving you is a guaranteed viewing experience. And of course, traffic is always an issue when there's so many people gathering at the same place, and especially in rural areas, not too many highways, not too many comprehensive road networks. So we're gonna be monitoring traffic with, help with Google Maps and such. So we're gonna tell you what the current best ways are, what highways to avoid, what alternate routes you can take, any shortcuts, and any potential traffic jams that are occurring that you should avoid.
So, in terms of the plan and milestones, the date that is happening on Monday, 20. So we've got a lot of time to build up to that, get Recon onto the market. And basically, as it gets closer to that date, the most going to increase. We're going to have a limited supply of these bundles or these packages, what we call 240 bundles, depending on the populations of each community or town. So as it gets towards that, there'll be that sort of demand to get these bundles as it gets closer to the date. And we'll be contacting different local businesses, different sponsors to try and get in on this and going on to that market, as well as preparing the next solar eclipse. That will be our next event for the public and get them really interested. This whole thing is a marketing scheme for astronomy and for space as well, because this is the goal inside of the rest of Mars and space. We're getting interest out there and making solar eclipses in space fun and hip.
With that being said, we'd like to go over the cost of goods sold and pricing. So we're giving a set pricing option for each category. You can either have the 2-person, 4-person, 8-person, the duration of your length, either 2-day, 3-day, 4-day, and then that's how much it costs for us to build it, and then the price that we're set at. So we priced it at a standpoint based on what hotels are charging, what foods are, and what the demand is. So one thing I could tell you after talking to 8 hotels near the Oregon rural area, 95% of them are already booked, and the average price is between $500 to $1,000 a night. So that's how we priced it, and based on this, we actually talked to lots of consumers, and they said they're more than willing to pay this to get that guaranteed tent in that camping spot, just because it's going to be a mess.
So the potential challenges and solutions, there's lots of aspects we can go about this. We've been looking at numerous areas to get funding and work with different sponsors and supporters. NASA has loads of grants for something like this for public engagement, whether it's about solar related or just space in general. So there's loads of areas, and even Dr. Henry came up the other day, working at the Harvard Smithsonian, is directly working about the solar eclipse and about the sun. So again, a great context to work with and to communicate this as well.
Thank you.
Now we have 3 minutes for questions from the judges.
Yes.
Hi guys, Blair. Weather. How are you going to handle adverse weather for that in your clients?
Yeah, absolutely. And so one thing we could tell you is we did data on what the average weather for August is going to be, August 20th, across that American skyline. And I can tell you, past 10 years, it's mostly been sunny. And so that's not a big issue, but if it does rain, then we want to accommodate you as soon as possible hey, you can go to this location as soon as possible, so you can get this experience. It's 10 miles by, you're gonna have to go drive there, or accommodating those needs. Most likely, it's not gonna happen mid-August, but in case it does, you never know, right?
Yeah.
The Rocky Mountains, something could happen.
First of all, I really like the idea. Actually, if you go back up to that map, I'm from a tiny little town.
Where?
Actually not in that map, but down in South Colorado.
Okay,
But just thinking about like my hometown, yeah, you know,
Somewhere.
down in like Kansas. Yeah,
Okay.
not so much Kansas. Just think about that small, it's like a dying little town.
Yeah.
I would love something like
I
this,
feel you.
right?
Yeah.
And just thinking about the different partnerships, like we have family farm outside of town, right? You can, well, you can't there. My question is around replicating this for other events.
Mhm.
It seems like a really unique opportunity, and I can see why you guys would package it because of how unique the experience is going to be. Do you see this being applicable to other events, whether
Yeah.
it's other astrophysical events or other events outside of space?
Absolutely. Other events that go on in rural towns always get flooded. And I can give you an example in California. They always host a NASA event every year, and they face the same issue where the town gets flooded and there's no other alternatives, no other packages. People are forced to leave. They can't be there. And so, this is just one example of what we're doing. The possibility is endless, and we want to get started with this particular event, get the users to recognize our product and then expand from there. Because, this is a great deal. It's great for organizing these big events that happen in little towns. Thank you.
If I could ask a question here. So, it's interesting, and there are eclipses that happen in different parts of the globe. And are you thinking about not only the US, but also other areas of the globe? Because that would present opportunities for you working in your business.
Yeah, absolutely. So this eclipse is special in that this is the first eclipse in 100 years that is covering the entire United States except for Hawaii. Now, of course, the total eclipse will only be experienced along within these two red lines, but the rest of the US, barring Hawaii, is going to experience a partial solar eclipse. So this is being called as the Great American Solar Eclipse. But in the next couple of years, there's going to be another one in South America. Then there's going to be one in Central Asia, and there's going to be one in Australia. So in the next couple of years, I mean, if
Wait, continue on.
so once we get consumers to recognize our product, have a good experience, then we can expand internationally, and we have like a base to jump off from after this.
Yeah, maybe even have free viewing on our website for the people that can't make it. International, and for educational purposes, maybe you're stuck at home and you want to really see it. Here's a product. Yeah. Yeah. Are we done with that?
Yeah, you can.
Okay.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
So in terms of sustainability of this business, look at what your annual revenues, annual profits would put it that way, based on having eclipses projects in different parts of the globe. Have you given thought to that?
Oh, yeah, we presented our numbers. Do you want to go back to that slide? So as you see, in some instances, we're more than doubling, tripling what it's costing us. And that's because we also want to donate a little bit of the money to NASA, to organizations that help out with astronomy education. And so I would say 200 to 300% increase in some aspects. And so this would just be our first trial, give it a go and pivot from there. Like I said, a startup is never perfect from the run. And so going from this big event and then shifting focus to other smaller events.
So definitely like a learning curve for this.
Yeah.
Eclipses in different areas of the planet. This is going to be huge because, for a startup, you're looking at big goals and then you have to look down, look at small objectives, right? But what we're looking at here is something reachable because it's happening this year. And it's something very applicable. We can do this. There's definitely a demand. It's happening, whether you like it or not. So we're making use of that. Very good, yeah.
Can we ask more questions?
Yeah, it's fine. We're
What we can do is that if you guys would kindly write your email down, so then if any of the judges have questions, they can just email you and they'll respond back.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
so much.
And just write one next.
Just one.
So that we can just one. Okay, so, next.
I don't,
Yeah, I have the HDMI, but that's like a weird. Is that a USB adapter? No, no, it's not. Oh no, yeah, no, no, I don't have. I have like the literal like. Do you guys have any?
You don't have HDMI?
No, it's like it's tiny. It's not like
Oh.
the one that they have. And do you guys have an HDMI? No, sorry.
You have an HDMI?
I do have an HDMI port, but it's not that.
Yeah. Not that.
Do any of you guys have a laptop?
Is that like?
Basically, if you have a bigger laptop, that's
Yeah.
that's basically it. Someone's phone was charging. Oh, is this your phone?
no, it's not. I said, please don't, yank my laptop.
I might like put this like somewhere else.
No, it's actually recording. It's recording what you're saying. So.
Oh, really? Oh, okay. That's what I was like, because I didn't want to trip over it again. Okay. Okay. Cool. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I want this one.
It's a connector, please.
It's at the far corner of the table. See the green
Over here.
board? Yeah. So I have a wall with it and all that.
You went to space.
It's a little bit.
I want to introduce the real slides because we're talking about like just like the real.
Yeah, that's all right.
30 seconds.
Thank you, Brett.
Okay.
Okay.
Just in time. So are you going to sign to begin? So, ready, you guys, go ahead and get started.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for being here. I'm also glad to be here. We are Special Health. My name is Philip Onyege.
I'm Maddie Garcia.
Eduardo Oliver.
I'm Akshay.
And so we came together yesterday and we looked at the theme of the hackathon, which was providing access to medical care to space astronauts and also just individuals here on Earth. And so our solution is kind of geared towards that problem. So according to space policy online, the cost of monitoring an astronaut per year once they come back to Earth is about $800,000 a year. And this has been a problem because they're trying to figure out how they can find legislation to help the government provide healthcare to NASA astronauts. And so we know that the healthcare cost is really high, but also we have a demand for people wanting to go to travel to space. So if we look at the data in 2013, Virgin Atlantic had about 500 people signed up to travel to space. So the more the cost keeps going down, the more the demand for space travel keeps going high. And so we're kind of caught up in an intersection whereby the healthcare cost of providing an astronaut going to space is really high, but the cost of traveling there is low. So our solution, as you can see right here, in the year 2001, the person who went to space paid about $20 million together. And in 2013, Virgin Atlantic is estimating the cost is going to be about $250,000. And the number of astronauts have actually gone up. Now people wanting to go have actually gone higher. So trying to figure out how can we connect, how can we drive the cost of healthcare down as the cost of going to space is reducing. So our solution, Special Health, we're trying to figure out how we can connect to the tourist before he leaves, when he's up there, and then when he comes back. And so we have ideas and solutions on how we're gonna apply this.
Yeah, so actually, what we decided to do, as he was talking a little bit earlier, is we decided to take the astromedicine approach. Solution is, our product is designed for space, and it can also be useful for Earth civilians, I guess you could say as well. It maximizes work and overall cost efficiency, and it aids medical doctors in diagnostic and follow-up. So this is our product. It comes along with, there's like two parts to this product. So this is the tangible item. This is actually an arm. Sorry, I realized I didn't draw the arm on this. But how this works is like, our approach is to, let me back this up a little bit. So the problem is that a lot of astronauts are losing muscle mass like while they're in space. And they're also, the medical, like the carts that they have aren't the best. So this armband is made to increase muscle, strength over time, but then also monitor your vitals. So these are actually hydraulic tubes, and they contain liquid in them because they're hydraulic. And what it does is it automatically builds resistance over time. So if it notices, so the way that we measure if you're not moving as much, is we have an IMU, which has an accelerometer and a gyroscope. So basically what this will do is it's going to measure your movement over time, and if it realizes that you're not moving as much as you normally would, it will start to create a resistance with a rubber band behind these hydraulic cylinders. Or it will be like tubes, like a rubber tubing. And so what this will do is it'll increase the resistance, and then as it sees that you're like using your muscles more over time, it'll like decrease resistance. So rather than astronauts having to work out for like 2.5 hours a day, they'll be able to work out for a less amount of time and be able to maximize their efficiency. So also, as you can see, there's different controllers. This could actually be powered by something like a microcontroller, like an Arduino. And so there's an IMU and there's an infrared sensor, and it also can double as a blood pressure cuff. So there's so many different things that you can like take measurements at the same time. So we changed it slightly in order to integrate it into as our our platform. And so we're creating an app that basically, here I can like go forward a little bit, that it can show you like all the different